afternoon, YouTube. So we're out here in late June in the afternoon in Central Florida. Kind of hot out, but we're going to do a kind of a Florida specific video. I'm not even sure what I'm going to title it yet, but anyway, here's the main star of our video, and it's going to be the palmetto bush. All right, so it's also called the saw palmetto, and I'll give you a good close look at the spines of the palm fronds on this thing. I'm not sure if my camera's going to focus on it or not, but they have little teeth, almost like a hacksaw. So that's why it's called the saw palmetto. And this thing, like, basically, the area that I'm at in Florida, well, I'll give you a look around here. So these saw palmettos are very prevalent here. And I have no idea how the pioneers that traversed this terrain when they first got here made their way through this stuff, because this will literally shred your clothing or your skin. If you try to walk through here, it would mess you up. So God bless those guys. I don't know how they did it. You need heavy machinery or you know, a long machete to get through it where I'm at. But we're going to talk about the benefits of saw palmetto today. Let's get right to it. All right, let me start off by saying that I'm on private property, so this is my palmetto right here. I can do whatever I want with it. There's no law that prevents me from cutting this tree down, this bush down. So that's what we're going to do. And they grow all over the place, and I could actually cut this thing down, and that's not going to kill it. It'll come back. It's like Hydra. It'll come back with two heads, twice as strong and angry. But anyway, here's my tool of preference for when I'm on foot in the Florida brush. So this is a Tramontina Bolo machete. I believe it's a 14-inch model, and it's the bomb diggity yo. I love this thing. Super cheap, and it's one of those tools where you're not going to spend a lot of money, but you're going to get a lot of tool. And I've had this thing for probably 10 years now. Used and abused the hell out of it, and it works like a champ. Sharpens up easy, holds an edge, flexible, basically does everything you want a machete to do. So highly recommend it. But and you know what, man, I mean, I love my my bushcraft tools. I love my bushcraft knives, hatchets, axe, and all that. But when it comes down to it, for Florida, this is where it's at. This is like, if you're going out in the brush, you're seriously roughing it, you're not at a campground or on a trail or anything, this is the tool that the #1 tool you're going to need to take with you. Nothing against bushcrafting tools, but Florida specific, yes, this right here. And I would actually, like, for heavy duty work or like serious bushwhacking, anything like that, I would go with a 22 or 24-inch model. This is just a lightweight option for hacking around on the trail, and it's very good at that. Anyway, let's get to it. To start off with, we'll cut a frond off. So these fronds right here, obviously they have huge petals on them, and I've actually used these to make the roofing of shelters in the past. So you almost use it like a shingle, where you'll run a vine across, you know, like run a bunch of vines in a lattice pattern, and then feed the stem up through on the bottom, and then basically you make a row of these on the bottom, then you make a row on the next row. You know, you can double up your rows if you're not getting good coverage, but great shelter roofing material. So the stem itself, see if I can do this without hurting myself, but basically you can split these down and you can run them all the way down. So you could split them down, and then when you get them fine enough, you could weave them and actually put together cordage out of this. This is all right cordage material. I'll be honest with you guys, for what I do with bushcrafting, cordage-wise, I'm usually just going to pack my cordage out, or if I need natural cordage, I mean, look at this. This is Florida, right? There's vines everywhere. So usually I could just make do with some vines. The green vines are very strong and pretty flexible. So for me, I don't mess around with making cordage too much. It's a good skill to know, but I don't need it here. Let's get right down to it here. Bring you in. All right, I don't know how well this is showing up on video, but the base of this palmetto has kind of like a fur on it. They call it like monkey fur. I don't know who named that, but there it is. This is like a fine fur that is an excellent fire starting material. So the only thing you got to watch out for is these spines right here are all loaded with those sharp teeth. So you got to make sure that you don't get cut by that while you're in here harvesting it, because that can definitely happen. And then also you get a lot of critters that like to hang out in this stuff. The primary concern is scorpions. Little brown wood scorpions will hang out up in there. So just watch what you're doing. You know, you're not on the top of the food chain here in Florida. All kinds of stuff that'll mess you up here. But what I'll do is I'll harvest some of this. And I'll tell you right now, the best time to harvest this is like the afternoon, before your afternoon thunderstorms come rolling through, if it's summertime. Because generally in the morning, this stuff will be damp from the morning dew, and you're not going to be able to get it to light up. You're going to get very frustrated. So if you do end up collecting it in the morning, just put it in your pocket for an hour or so. Maybe it'll dry off before your pocket gets coated with sweat. But anyway, that's about the size of the bundle that I'm going to go for when I'm trying to collect for building a fire. That gives you enough start time to get things going. And that leads us to our next source of fire building material that the palmetto is great for, which is right there, the dead palmetto fronds. These things are like paper. They burn extremely well. So it's a good look at them. If they die, they stay right on the bush or right underneath it. Collect those little guys, and we'll demonstrate that in a minute. All right, while I still got you guys over here, I thought it would be good to talk about heart of palmetto. So typically when you hear people talking about heart of palmetto, they're talking about sable palm, which is a palmetto tree. And that's different than the bush here. But guess what? The bushes have a heart of palmetto too. And to get to that, I'll show you how to do it right now. So you take your machete. I'll take the top off of this thing just to clear it out. Okay, got that cleared out. Now you're looking at like basically where the start of the palmetto starts coming out, where it breaks off. You want to go down maybe 6-8 inches from there. So I'll take it down to maybe about there, and you just take that off, hack that off. And you can see I'm getting a lot of that palmetto fur. Is obviously going to be very accessible right now because I'm hacking through the base. That's what we're after. So from here, you just want to start peeling off these layers on the outside, kind of like an onion. It's almost like a giant piece of celery. Yeah, there it is. So you get far enough in, and you get to kind of this like soft center. This right here. And it goes up quite a few inches. Tastes pretty good. You know, it's bland. It's not very flavorful, but it's not offensive at all. And then also, you know, I should mention that there's this plant does make palmetto berries at a certain time of the year. It berries, fruits, and we actually get people that'll trespass out here to pick these berries. I think they sell them to China or something as some sort of medicine, but I've eaten them as well, and they're kind of like, they have a really pungent flavor to them. I don't know how to describe the flavor, but it's a little off-putting, to be fair. But this is really good. And you get to a point with them where they get a little fibrous. Can't bite through it anymore, and that's when you're done. But there you go. Heart of palmetto bush. And the beauty of this is that super high in carbohydrates. So I know with a lot of these foraging foods, you can basically starve to death eating as much as you can put in your face because they're just not calorie rich. These palmettos are like berries and stuff. I mean, they're good. A lot of the plant-based stuff is actually calorie negative, so you're going to spend more calories harvesting it than you're going to get from the plant. You still got to go after it if you're, you know, in a survival situation. You got to do what you got to do. But these palmetto bushes are very calorie positive, so great survival food. And the beauty of it is they're everywhere. I mean, they're all over the place. So Florida is, I mean, other than the mosquitoes and heat and everything, a pretty good state overall for trying to live off the land in a survival situation. Now, I forgot to mention hornets. Hornets like to sometimes build nests underneath those palmetto fronds because, you know, it's like a waterproof roof. So hey, I'd do it too if I was a hornet. So you just got to kind of like, before you get in there and start messing with them, just take note, see if you see any hornets flying around. If you do, you know, you might want to back off of that bush. But anyway, I wanted to show you this. It's another super useful plant in Florida. This is a wax myrtle tree, right? So it's dead. So here you have dead standing wax myrtle. And this stuff is ideal for fire starting. I hunt this out. You can't beat it. Super snappy. Sorry about the shaky camera. Guess I should show you what it looks like when it's alive. So here it is alive. That's what a wax myrtle looks like. You'll get a lot of guys that'll claim that you could take that wax myrtle or even beauty berries and rub the leaves in your hands, like kind of grind them up, and then put that on your body as a mosquito repellent. I'm here to tell you that that is bull crap. Mosquitoes will tear you the hell up if you don't have bug spray on here in the summer and you're out at, like, 8 o'clock when the sun starts setting. Yeah, you're in trouble. All right, so here's how I like to do my Florida fire lay. I will start up with the nice dead palmetto frond on the ground there to keep the ground moisture from messing up my fluff here, my palmetto fur. Kind of rough up my palmetto fur a little bit, get some of those finer fibers exposed. What you don't want to have is just like a tight mat like that. You want to inject some open space in that so that the oxygen can get in there. That helps it go up better. And then this stuff here too, if you're wondering if it'll light up, if you put it up against your cheek, it'll help you feel if there's moisture in it. If it feels, I guess, cold, you got a little bit of moisture in your palmetto fur. So I got way more than I need here. You guys get the idea. Huge bundle of palmetto fur. Then I'll get my, in this case, my trusty Swiss Army knife saw and a ferrocerium rod. So listen, as far as ferrocerium rod go, I buy these things off of eBay. Like this one right here, I think it was $1 shipped, like to my house. $1.50. Don't go on these boutique websites and spend $25 for a ferrocerium rod. This is like a 3-inch model, which is a good size for pocket carry. If I'm specifically going out in the woods to bushcraft and I want my best shot at a fire, I'll go with a 5 or 6 inch, 1/2-inch rod. They're hard to beat, but for just farting around, this is a great size. I've had this thing for over a year now. I mean, if you're not bushcrafting all the time, this thing will probably last you a lifetime. $1.50. But anyway, I'll bring that down and strike it into my fire lay here, like such. And that's it. If you want, you can turn it over. Woo. Take another palmetto frond, throw it on top. Take a minute to put away my tools so I don't lose them. And now I go right in with my wax myrtle. Can't fail. So, already a little sweaty. Oh yeah. That's Florida for you. What else? I guess that's it for palmettos. So food, shelter, and fire. Not bad for one bush. Hard to beat. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll try to put out more content like this in the future. And look at how scenic that is, man. Very, very, what do you call that word? Peaceful, serene. There it is. Very serene. So, signing off. Hope you guys have a great day.